Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for ICP. Now, there is a scenario update that could potentially be playing out. I'm going to show you that on the smaller time frames. But if you're new here, quick recap. Since our start of our trend and significant bottom at 282.5, have this as a 5-wave impulse to the upside. Pretty clean impulse. You can see we have nice separation within our third, and our extended wave is the third of the third, so most likely a impulse. We came just shy from our extended third wave target, well past our 1.618 extension of wave 1 off of wave 2. Also, we can put our base channel on, beginning of wave 1 off of wave 2, extend that off the top of wave 1. That's where we'd expect a fourth wave to find support, which it did right there, right between our 382 and our 50% retracement of wave 3. What this actually was a flat 3, 3, 5, as you can see. So everything looked good for an impulse at that point. Once we got that, we were looking for a 3-wave correction to the downside. Ideal area would be between the 50 and the 786 for a wave 2 on the larger trend, which is this zone here. We came to the golden zone between the 618 and the 66 is what I use as my stop. You see right in that pivot in our 3-wave move. So from that point, we were expecting upside. This wave here was considered either a 5-wave or a 3-wave. It was a difficult wave to count. Can still technically be a 5-wave, although becoming less and less likely, especially once we got this move. The only way to count that as another wave 1 and 2 is to make it a diagonal, but the more we drift sideways, the less likely that is. So what seems to make the most sense at this point is we're finishing off in a triangle. Last couple videos, I considered that we are likely done our E wave here, and we're expecting thrust to the upside to start our third wave, which is a larger version of this. Think of this entire 1-2 as this 1-2, but in the larger time frames. Now, I can't pull the extensions until I know which count is playing out, but rough estimate is when we pull our retracement from our entire wave, as long as we come to like the 618, a standard extension there is the minus 100, which is at 156. That's where if we pull our Fibonacci extensions off the top and the low, that's the 1.618 extension, as you can see, just a little trick. So pretty much identical, right? But once we find out if this is a triangle or not, once we get our thrust, we will hone in on those targets. Okay, now the adjustment change. I'm going to tell you why on the smaller time frames as well. So the adjustment potential is this wave is getting very difficult to count. Still technically a 1-2 off this E wave, like so, but I need it to get moving very, very soon to consider it a 1-2. You can see we're starting to drag sideways, and we want to get some continuation if this is the E wave low. So the way I would change this if we actually tend to drift down here, make something more complex to the downside, is that we're just getting a barrier triangle. And all we do is adjust this count 1 lower, like so. So if this fails, this is my alternative. Invalidation of that triangle is below the C wave at 683. So I'm still playing this myself. I will take multiple trades at this. I'm still playing this as a 1 and 2. I have invalidations at this level, but if that fails, this will be my alternative. So we'll see if we get follow through here, whether our E wave is here or one more to the upside. As you can see, both are in play. So this is how we have to adjust in real time as this is getting harder and harder to count. So I'm going to go to my Blowfin account. This is where I'm tracking it, and it's been quite the difficult count, which leads me to consider the fact that maybe we are in an E wave right now. But I will give you the bullish scenario because I am taking both. And if you remember last video, this area was difficult to count, whether it was a 1-2 or nested 1-2s. Right now, if this holds, this is how I would count it. I would count this as a wave 1 and 2 just because the length of this correction. It's very unlikely this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we have invalidated today on that count. So this is the only thing holding on to the bullish count right now. Now I was stopped out right here at break even, and I do have a few trade setups I'm going to take before I relabel this as the D and we're working on the E wave lower. That is, I have a golden zone trade I'm taking. This isn't an Elliott wave trade. This is just an algo play. And that is, I have a buy at 868.7 and a stop at the 66 at 852.4. I'm doing that just to get the most position size I can if this ends up working out. Other than that, if we fail, I'll look at the pattern and decide how I want to play it. But invalidation of this E wave is at 780.02. As you can see, that's where I'd completely switch and make this the D wave, and we're in the E wave. If we invalidate that, that would be my alternative. So I have 2 shots at it right now. First one was break even, ended up getting in originally down here, if you remember, and then I added in on the breakout here, stopped out right here. Going to try again here. Last case, if we hold the 786, if we get some sort of diagonal here, I'll play it similar to this at the 4th wave breakout, and that'll be it before I relabel it. Now, this count is difficult as well. Can't tell if this is 3 or 5, so we have the option for double zigzag, ABC, ABC, or if it is actually 5 waves, I can count it that way as well. It's just very difficult. Then I would expect a diagonal here. So we'll see which one we get. Important to note, this has to hold to keep this as a 1-2. Otherwise, we're relabeling, like we said. We'll go back to this. That was on MEXC. Come on. If we fail at this level, you can see why I'm saying it needs to happen soon, because this is our correction for this wave. For drift sideways like this, I mean, it's way more likely we're going to break to the downside, adjust the count to a D and an E. So, all right, guys, I update this every day in the Discord. If you want to check it out, it's the cashingwaves.com, first link in the description. I do a video every day for the members, as well as counts work or fail. We tag them in and out. I cover 15 to 20 a day. Also, there's the Blowfin exclusive. You get 20% rebate on your trading fees for life. That link is in the Discord, and you can see that there. Regular YouTube link is 5% rebate for life. Same day as you enter or close a trade, you get that trading fee discount directly deposited into your account. The current bonus is 10% cash back on your futures trading for 7 days. If you want to check that out, check all the descriptions, etc. on that. All right, guys, so we'll see which one we get. Are we getting a wave 1 and 2 and we're about to launch, or are we getting a E wave to the downside, then we go? This would be very disappointing because, I mean, we'd be dragged into December, right? So we'll see which one we get. All right, guys, that's for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.